seen the brand new Wayne Goss White Gold Complete Brush Set? Well, you will now with me, Rebecca. Welcome back. I am a 20-year or more veteran of the fashion and beauty editorial, magazine, and newspaper business, and I have worked with the biggest names in the industry, but I founded Not Fit for Print Beauty a few years ago to make a little digital beauty magazine here on YouTube. I'm so happy to have you here. So Wayne Goss is the master of all things brush. He did have a synthetic brush collection quite a few seasons ago, but for the most part, not only is Wayne Goss known for his YouTube channel and his beautiful makeup, but for his artisanal Japanese natural hair brushes. So Wayne decided now he's going to, you know this already, make an affordable, artisanal, synthetic bunch of brushes. There are 15 of them and I have them all here and I've already done the demo. I'm feeling very triumphant because we have used all 15. If I look a little mismatched, that's why. But I'm going to show them all to you. I am so excited about it. They are a dirty mess right now, but I got them all here laying all over the place. Let's just take one to look at them, just three, for example. They're all this beautiful white brush with the gold ferrules. They're all affordable. My entire set for all 15 brushes, 6 face brushes, and 9 eye brushes. The entire thing was $244. I got mine at Beautylish and I actually had some points saved up, so it cost me a little less. But Wayne Goss is also selling them on his own site in the UK. I linked to Beautylish down below in the description bar, but I heard, and I have to find out if this is true, that there might be on Amazon. You guys can let me know down below what you know as well. Wayne Goss is definitely branching out and he knows brushes. Do you know that Wayne Goss personally developed and designed all of these brushes by himself? You're going to say, well, yeah, they're his brushes. Oh, no, don't be fooled. There's a lot of times that an artist could just see some prototypes made for him or her and say yes or no. But Wayne Goss actually had complete control over the design of these 6 face brushes and 9 eye brushes. They are synthetic, so you can't really you don't want to get water inside the ferrule there when you wash them, because that does loosen the glue. But other than that, as long as you kind of hold them this way, they're super easy to clean with any sort of cleanser, nice warm water and soap. They dry really easily. Mine are filthy, not just because I've done the demo, but let me tell you, I have been playing with them. I have been having such a good time, and I will let the cat out of the bag and tell you that I do really like them, and I am a brush snob. I generally only use natural hair brushes, and I will talk about some comparisons, especially inevitably with BK Beauty, which will come up as we do the demo of all 15 brushes. We're really busy. The individual brushes are anywhere starting at $10 up through about $28. They don't get more expensive than that, which for artisanal brushes is very affordable. $244 for the whole set, at least in the US here on Beautylish, which I do have linked below. All right, take a moment and make sure that you are still subscribed, and let's just dive right in to using all 15 of the brushes from the brand new Wayne Goss White Gold Brush Collection. Stay right there. Oh boy, I should have done some stretching before we started. I've got 15 brushes here and gosh darn it, got 2 sides of the face. So we're gonna try to use them all. Wow, wish me luck, kind of. You know, before I started this, I went on to our Facebook group. We have it's free. There's information down below, but we have like a free Facebook group. I'm not always on it, but I will go on it before I film a video and ask everyone's opinion. We also have a membership only group for under $5 a month, and that's really fun. And that I'm on, we do lives and stuff. But in the Facebook group this time, I asked people what they thought so far, if they'd played with these brushes, and a lot of people really wanted it compared to BK Beauty. Now, my feelings on that, before we start here, is that, you know, I love all of my natural hair brushes, and yeah, there's some I grab for more than others, but there's room for all of it in my heart. So mostly I'm going to compare the complexion brushes, because those are my favorite from BK Beauty, and I bet they're yours too. All right, so we're going to get started with the concealer brush. Now, that would be our number 8 brush. And please pardon that some of these are a little bit dirty. I have washed these, I've played with them, and I've been experimenting a lot. So, you know, I know what I'm talking about today, right? So when I first started playing with this, I thought it was a little too small, but I have to tell you, I'm amazed in how it blends, and we will talk about it compared to some favorites from BK Beauty. We'll do that, okay? So I'm going to put on, this is not a concealer, so forgive me. This is a color corrector, and it's the one I've been kind of talking about a lot. It's from Caloray, and I have been using it quite a bit and really enjoying it. Now I look a little silly because I did my brows. I've been playing with this, and I kind of took off some makeup, and I put on a lot of concealer slash color corrector because I really want to show you how this works, and that's why it's dirty. I've been playing with it. So we're going to do half of the face, and then I'll speed it up for the other half so you don't have to get bored. Then the rest of this, I'm going to try to use different brushes for different sides of the face. So we can try to demonstrate all of them because so many of you were telling me that you were waiting for me to see which ones to buy. So I am going to definitely try to do my best with that. Look at how quickly this blends. Why does it blend so quickly when it is such a small little brush? Well, one of the reasons for that is, if you haven't used a synthetic brush in a while, is that synthetic brushes are great about not absorbing all of that product. And this gets under there really, really nicely. Okay, let me speed it up and finish the other side of the face. Then we'll talk about it and compare a little bit, all right? Stay right there. Okay. This is also the medium crease brush and would work beautifully on eyes. Cream product, powder product, liquid product, just a little thing. But it said concealer, and I thought, let me see. And at first, I thought this wasn't going to blend quickly, but I am so amazed at how quickly and beautifully this blends out. I mean, really amazed. Even with me chatting away, and then, of course, I sped up this side, I think you could still tell in real time it was very quick. So how does it compare to, frankly, something like the A506, the Angie Hot and Flashy Concealer Brush, which we all love so much, or even the Nikki LaRose N16, both done for BK Beauty, and both really popular with those of us who like to use synthetic brushes for concealer. Interestingly enough, I think it fares well. I'm going to take the Nikki LaRose out for just a moment because I think really this Angie Hot and Flashy A506 brush is the one everyone likes. I have little features. I'm 5'2", and I have tiny little wrists, you know, kind of little. I admit that. My bone structure, I mean. So sometimes this can get a little bit big for me. Now, I did my whole face here. So this would be really nice maybe just under the eyes and around the nose. This does those larger areas. Room for both for sure. I was amazed at how quickly this blended, and I've already been playing with these and cleaned them, and they clean and dry beautifully. Really happy with this for concealer, and really happy to compare it to the Angie Hot and Flashy 506, and they compare very nicely. This one is a lot bigger and will do a bigger space. Or if you're just taller than me. I'm a small person. I climb in the grocery store to get to the highest shelf. I'm not joking. So, you know, for me, that did my features really well. I still love the Angie Hot and Flashy brush, but I'm saying there's room and it's on par. Okay, I wanted to tell you that. But this one is also, as is the Angie brush, a medium crease brush too, which I might even employ it. Okay, let's talk about foundation now. Now, Wayne Goss has a few that can be used for foundation actually, but for the most part, the number 5, and you can see I've been playing with it here, is his foundation brush. And I thought the same thing you did. When you compare it to our other favorite synthetic brush, which would be the BK Beauty 101, boy, the size difference is huge. Both are kind of flat topped, but of course the BK Beauty has a little angle and Wayne's is much more of a kind of a kabuki style. Just like the concealer brush, I thought this is going to take forever. Wait till you see how quickly it goes. And just like the concealer brush, I actually appreciated it for some of the kind of smaller features I have. So let me just show you. We're using mostly Wayne Goss products here. But though I like his cream foundation, I decided to use the Prada foundation. Let me tell you why. Most of us, though we like powder and we like cream, most of us end up using a liquid foundation. So I thought I would use it on a type of product that you guys will probably use at home. Wait till you see, and I'll do the other side quickly and I'll speed it up, but wait till you see the quickness, even with me chatting away, that this does the complexion product. Look at that. Wow. All right, I'm going to speed it up and do the other side. Same brush. Okay. What do you think? I know my hair's standing up there. What do you think? Pretty good and pretty quick. And I did like two things about this one. I do like the 101. It still has a place in my heart and room on my shelf, but this one is a little bit stiffer. This was much more movable and got in around the nose and such really, really well. Could also be used for powder. You can use these any way you want, really. They're just tools, but I like it. I'm really impressed for foundation. All right, let's start switching back and forth with brushes, only so that I can try to use as many as possible. We're going to start by bronzing. There's quite a few brushes in this collection that Wayne Goss says can be used for bronzing, but I chose two. I chose the number 1 brush, which is called the large bronzer brush, and I chose the number 4, which is the angled bronzer. So we're going to work here with the satin bronze shades in the Wayne Goss bronzer and contour. For the sake of time, I'm not going to contour, and for the sake of my sanity, I am not going to contour. I'm just going to kind of warm up the face, around the face, as I like to do, and I'm just going to go back and forth in between and use this really airy, fat, large bronzer brush, and we're going to do just one side of the face and see what you think. This is such a pretty shade, just going there and around, and I want to just kind of blend it and warm up the face. There we go. That's with the number 1 brush. What else could you use this for? Powder, blush, finishing powders, setting powder would be beautiful for. But it is the large bronzer, and I think it did a great job. If you are a little more precise with your bronzer, this really is a great one. This is the number 4, the angled bronzer. This will do blush, highlighter. I like to use this. I have the shape in a Sonia G brush that I really like to use for highlight, you know, because it kind of goes like that. But this will contour too. I'm not going to contour today, but if you like to chisel out some nice cheekbones, and heaven knows I should, I would use that. So I'm going to use the same process and just kind of show you that this applies the product, because it's made really for contour. It applies it in a little bit deeper. Same, you know, it disperses it really well, but it's going to apply it a little better. So maybe if you have that baked product that you're looking to use, or something that's a little more stubborn, that would be a good one. It's a little less airy than that number 1 brush that we originally used, but both, as you see, have this beautiful shape to them that makes them get into the hollows of the cheeks and do a really nice job for contour and bronzing. Moving along to blush and highlight, and sticking with our Wayne Goss brushes, we have our blush and highlight. This is the Weightless Veil blush palette in, if I could get my hands out of the way, Coral Rose. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit with this, and I think we're going to start by highlighting. I want to show you this brush first, and this is the number, let me make sure I got it right. This is the number 2, which is the angled cheek brush. This is really nice for blush too. This is a little bit of, also it's got a little angle to it. We're going to use this for highlight, and Wayne Goss's highlighter in here is really soft and gentle, so it's going to put on a lot. But you know those baked highlighters that are really stubborn? This is nice for it because it's synthetic and it's nice and dense. So as you see, on one swipe, I'm going to put on quite a bit, well, there's a few more swipes, but you know, of highlighter onto the cheeks. I know I'm doing this before blush. I'm not trying to do a look here, you guys. I'm trying to test out the product. I hope you understand. Okay, so see, we got a lot on there, but that's good for like a baked product that might be a little bit stubborn. Let's say you have one like the one we're using today, which is really soft and easy to apply, and you don't want to look like you've put on too much highlighter, Rebecca. Then how about this fan brush here? And this is the number 6. It's a fan. Now I don't usually pick up fan brushes, but I'm a, pardon the pun, fan of this one already because it's super airy, fluffy, and light. And if you put it into a highlighter like this one, you're going to get a really, really nice line of highlight that's not overpowering because it's so airy and light as compared to this, which is really dense. You see, as you work with these, you'll find what you like them for. I'm just trying to give you some ideas. You could put on blush with this. This would be great for a blush or a baked blush. But I like this dense synthetic for those more stubborn formulas or the light shades that you have to struggle with and work with a little bit. This will make quick work out of that work. And this, for those that, those highlights that are a little bit more blingy. All right, how about some blush? We will go ahead and stick with our Coral Rose palette, and we're going to look at the number 3 brush first. This is the last face brush. I think we will have worked with all the face brushes after that. Success. Okay, so let's go in here. This is a little airy. I think we'll use that number 2 highlighter on the other side, and then I can show you that. So this is an airy brush, and it's going to do a really light application. I can kind of go back and forth. We know this doesn't pull up any product, and I'm going over that really heavy highlight that we did. It's extremely soft. If I didn't know any better and you blindfolded me, I would say that this is natural hair, and as you see, it put on a very natural amount of what is already a little bit of a lighter blush in me. We have a little guest star Nat in here. Very pretty. And I did that heavily. But if we had a blush such as this, which is a little bit of a light shade, we can go back to that number 2 brush that we had used for highlighter. And I don't mind if they commingle. And this will put on a little bit, as you see, I'm going to kind of just tap that on because I know it's going to do a heavier application. Why? Because it's denser. And if you need Brush 101 and you're wondering what I'm talking about, you'll see as you experiment. It's really, honestly, you guys, it's not rocket science. It's dense. It's going to put on more blush. So this has the heavier application of highlighter, but a very light application of blush. And I put on more because the brush was airier, and this brush here was a little more dense. If any of this is confusing or you need any of it kind of, explained a little better, you just let me know down below, and I'm really happy to do that for you. I'm flying through this as quickly as I can because, people have places to be. How about a lip brush? How about our number 14 lip brush, okay? Let's take a look at this right now. I took out a Goss lipstick. This is the shade Walnut. And I am going to put the walnut on. There's 2 ways to do this. You can do it my mother style. She would go into it and paint it on. Or you can just go from the bullet and then use the brush to help it out a little bit. Let's be a little bit old-fashioned today. Let's go right into it. Could you use this on the eyes instead? Sure. And I am just going to go ahead and paint this on. If you've never tried it this way, if you've kind of been raised using lipstick right from the bullet, try this. It's a great way to apply lipstick. It sounds like I'm saying something that's obvious, but a lot of people today have never put on a lipstick anyway, but straight from the bullet. This is a really nice lip brush because it's not flimsy. It's nice and tight and short. It doesn't flip-flop too much. Fix up my eyes there, have some concealer in there. And it applies a really nice amount of product, and because it's synthetic, it's not absorbing it all. And see, when you apply even a darker shade like this, you get a really nice, precise application without too much fuss. And even then, after you do that and kind of set the stage for it, you can even add a little bit extra on there. That's the shade Walnut. Isn't that a pretty shade? Okay, so there we go. And we were able to use our brush number 14, which is our lip brush. Did I say 14? Did I say 14 before? It is number 14. All right, let's see how many of these eye brushes that we can use. We're gonna bust open our Goss Tourmaline palette, and I'm probably not gonna do one cohesive eye look. I'll try to, but we'll see how it goes here. Okay, boy, I've got a lot of brushes to choose from here, and I want to try to use as many as I possibly can. So let's start with number 7. This is the hooded eye brush, and heaven knows I understand hooded eyes. So this is number 7, and I'm going to take this beautiful number 7 angled brush right here. See that? And I'm going to go into one of the shades here and just go all over the entire lid with it. It's going to get, you can use these any way you want. How else could you use this hooded lid brush? Well, I like this, but you can also use it to get really inside there, because see how my hooded eyes, they kind of close over one another. So I could do this and even use it backwards, and it will apply more color. See, if I use it like this, it will apply more of the shade up above. So even when my eyes are open, you'll be able to see it. So there's quite a few different ways to use it. Plus, since it's angled, I could even go under the eye. There's a lot of different ways to use that. A really nice brush. Then we're going to try the number 11 to lay down the same color on this eye. This is the large lay down brush. This could be used to pack color on. I'm going to use it over the entire eye. These are tools, so I'm just using them however I see fit at the moment. But this would be beautiful to just put like a little V of a darker shade right here if you wanted to. And this would be really pretty to go underneath the eye. I'm packing it on the entire lid. I'm just showing you. A lot of people say to me, I don't understand how to use these brushes. Grab them and use them. They're tools. Yeah, there's rules and you can refer back to those, but please, you don't have to, okay? All right, let's go ahead. I'm looking around at what I got here in front of me, and I think that I'm gonna go to brush number 10. Number 10 is our small crease brush. I know they're in boxes. I labeled them so I could try to keep organized here. Okay, this is the number 10, and it is the small crease brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in right here, and I'm going to put this into the crease. Now remember, that brush I started with would do this really nicely too. That hooded brush, and the hooded brush was the number 7. That, remember when I held that upside down, that would have done a beautiful job on that too. And I could go under, which is my want, because I don't like brush laundry, but I'm trying to use as few brushes as possible. That applies that formula really, really well. I just was able to kind of go back and forth and above that kind of hooded area of my eye. All right, let's put the same color on, and this time, this looks like a good one. Let's try the brush number 12, which my notes tell me is the medium lay down brush. Okay, let's go in right here. I like the large a little better. To me, the medium takes a little bit more time, but I do have small eyes, and I'm going to go in little circular motions to make it a little bigger, take up a little more room. But again, you're going to say, well, which brush do I use for what? See what your mood is that day, you guys. Honestly, see what your mood is. And that might not match perfectly, but it did the job just beautifully. And I'm just kind of trying to get through all the brushes I can here for you guys. We're almost kind of done. All right, so I just grabbed the number 13, and the number 13 is the small lay down brush. And with that, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this kind of ethereal shade that you would often just use your fingers for, and I'm going to go all the way in right here. Sometimes it needs the emolliency of your fingers, these shades, but I'm going to do that on both eyes and just kind of go in. Really subtle, and this will work on non-subtle palettes too. But the reason I grabbed the Wayne Goss palettes is I do think they're very subtle. I like them for that, but I wanted to show you any brush that's going to work on the subtle shades will work on the bolder shades like Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona that are in your collection as well. Even like Cleonda and some of those. Okay, let's take an assessment of what I haven't used here. Here's one that I haven't used, and this is the number 15 brush. And the number 15 is a push liner and a lash liner. So let's go into this. Wayne Goss used to have those black shades for that, but that's a deep kind of mocha shade. And I am going to show you what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to line with it. You could wet it, but I did not bring over any of my spray, so we're going to go with it dry. I'm going right there, and I can get right up to the lash line with this and use it like a pencil, like it were a pencil liner. Not a liner brush, but a pencil liner. I'm a slob, and I think I did a really great job because the brush does it for you. Okay, we have one more brush that we haven't used here, and it is the number 9. And the number 9 is a beautiful blender brush, and I love blender brushes. So let's take a look at our number 9 blender brush. Let me take it out here. I'm going to blend away, and I'm going to take this little kind of shade right here onto my brush, and I'm going to kind of blend away there with the shade. So I'm going to take a little bit of the shade and just kind of blend away as I go. And we haven't done maybe a very cohesive look. I tried my best, but we have tried all 15 of these brushes. I feel like I need some sort of fanfare. Thank you very much. These are absolutely beautiful. I really do like them. Synthetic brushes have their place. Take it from Wayne Goss, who has really not only made his name in YouTube, but in terms of his products he makes, he has certainly made his name by doing fine artisanal natural hair brushes. So take it from Wayne Goss. A good synthetic brush that can work on gentle shades like that will work on anything. I'm very pleased with these brushes. I'm very pleased with the price of them. Honestly, you guys, these are a good buy and you will not be disappointed. And I'm being completely honest. But this is what makes us a community. Tell me your questions. Tell me which blush I blew by way too fast that you need to see a little bit better over on Instagram, or if you need a comparison, happy to do it. Comparing it to natural brushes is fine too, but keep in mind it's a little bit apples and oranges, but I'm happy to do it. Honestly, guys, anything that will help you, and I can compare to some of Wayne's natural brushes as well. Why didn't I do that here? Because this is a different kettle of fish. Am I mixing my metaphors? So I didn't, but I can do it for you. That's what I do over on Instagram. Just ask me. Just shout out here or over on Instagram, and I am so happy to do that for you. Just let me know. Like I said, that is what makes us a community. And make sure that you like and subscribe and share and all of that good stuff. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye, guys.